Alright guys, so the Evo is jacked up in the air, and we're about to change the rod bearing. Wish me good luck. Alright guys, so these are just some of the supplies that I got for the fix. I got some, a new oil filter. And then also, I got some Hyperlube. This is what the guy recommended. I was looking for best line engine treatment, but he's like, this will do the job. So, you know, if anything, this will give you a little bit more of lubrication inside your engine. I also got some more Mobile 1 10W30s, torque wrench, and some extra coolant. Now, I know you guys are gonna say like, hey, this is not the way to fix it, you know, like you should go do a rebuild. But like I said, I'm just trying to see if the old engine is still good, or if it's salvageable, or at least still bandageable. So this is exactly my choice of how I want to do it. And until it spins again, then I'm gonna do a rebuild. But until then, we're gonna try and save the old engine. So yes guys, I really hope that this Hyperlube will do until I get some best line in. And yeah, well, I really like best line. The guy did a test on his machine about how well it works on you know, engine components, and it's very good lubrication, but this will do, Hyperlube. So the guy said that he actually changed spun bearing with this, and it worked. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a chance. So yeah guys, the Evo is jacked up, and wish me luck. There she is. She's jacked up and ready to get that rod bearing changed out. Oh, looks like someone just broke down in front of my house. Alright guys, excuse the quality, but the downpipe to the exhaust is actually really easy to take off. I'm just going to show you guys real quick. It's just one bolt right here, one bolt behind it. I know that's hard to see, and then these two little you know, supporters right here that will help hold the downpipe up to the exhaust. Now I got a Megan downpipe, so I don't know if it's different for the stock Evo exhaust. But just to show you guys what's under my car, this is what's going on. And I'm about to take off the downpipe. I'm going to take off the starter, and then I'm going to go ahead and get to the oil pan. And I will show you guys all of the shavings. I will show you guys the connecting rod, and I will show you guys the spin bearing. And then I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to fix it and if it works. Alright guys, so I finally pulled the oil pan, and this is what it looks like underneath the engine block. And this is what's wrong. So this is number 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, but this one, watch. See how like there's that little movement, little play. The bearing's gone. The bearing's probably gone, or probably not even in there. See how it can move? That is not supposed to move. That is actually supposed to be solid. So yeah, and right here you can turn your crank. So I might have to turn it. I'm gonna take it out and replace the bearing. Hey guys, I don't know if you can see or not, but the bearing kind of looks like it melted into the crank. So that's gonna need some major polishing, and I really don't know how it's gonna work out, to be fairly honest with you. This is so risky, but I feel it. I feel the top half of the crank, but hope you guys can see that, the grooves right there. You see the grooves? Fuck, that's pretty bad. Alright guys, so really good news. I thought it was actually the bearing that was still there, and I was actually right. I actually kind of had to take my nail and kind of like really push up against like the crevices of the bearing on this side right here, not this side. This side was like literally almost stuck, almost melted to the crank. But this side right here, it was like had like a little you know, clearance. So I stuck my nail in there and just popped out, and then the other side fell through. And if you guys want to see it, it's right here. But before I show you, just to let you know, the surface of the crank is actually it's, you know, it's you could see that there's little grooves and imperfection, but it's not scored. Holy fuck. Rod bearings are not supposed to look like that. So these are what broke off onto the oil pan inside the engine, and these got squished so much, compressed so much, that they just basically flared out onto the shape of the crank and the rod bearing. and the connecting rod. See this one? This one's so thin, it's basically nothing. So, just to let you guys know what happens inside of your crank is that it's spinning inside of the rod bearings. And it's not really supposed to touch because it's riding on like a film of oil. And that's why oil is really important. And that's why people tell you that crappy oil is better than no oil, because of spun rod bearings. But anyways, so these are what they look like. This one has a hole in it, flared out. That one's pretty bad right there, and this one's not too bad. But when it touches, it catches friction and creates heat, and spins all over in there. And sometimes it can seize up your engine. Sometimes, if you get lucky, it'll just keep spinning. But luckily, mine seized up, but it just basically froze, but it was still able to continue spinning because after I cranked it back up, it was able to keep going. But yeah, guys, these are the rod bearings, and don't make the same mistakes that I did. Check your oil, check it often, make sure you have no leaks. Alright guys, so I also got 400 grit superfine waterproof sandpaper from Ace, 600 grit, and then also finishing it off with 1500. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these out onto the length of about an inch or about however long a rod connecting bearing is, and I'm going to go ahead and do a strip of it, put it right underneath the journal, go ahead and give it a smooth surface, sand it down a little bit, oil up the rod bearing, and go ahead and install that back again. Now I do have a torque wrench, but I'm just going to tighten it as hard as I can just to really close it up, that clearance, and I do want that oiled up and lubed up real good. But yeah, long story short, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the process of this, and yeah. Alright guys, so I'm just showing you what I've been doing for the last hour, and I've gone through at least probably 4 or 5 of these strips of 400 grit already, and yeah, it's been looking pretty good, but I need it a lot smoother so that I'll be a lot less worried. But I'll give you guys an update in a little bit. Alright guys, so just an update. So the new rod bearing is in. There's no play at all, other than from side to side, but that's normal. Alright guys, so just to show you what a spun bearing is like in your oil pan, do you guys see all those little dots right there? That's the metal shavings from your spun bearing, rod connection bearing, connecting bearing. This right here, I don't know if you guys can see that, that's actually a little piece of the bearing. Let me try to pick that up. Oh shit, oh fuck, you guys see that? You guys see that? I think it's zooming. Oh my god, you guys see that? That's your connecting rod bearings, guys. Like, that shit's bad. And because all these shavings are in the oil pan, I'm gonna have to try and somehow either pressure wash it out, spray it out, or clean it out, wipe it out, whatever. And then yeah, hopefully we can save it by installing a new connecting rod bearing. But just to show you guys again, this is it in the sun. These are the shavings. It does not look good at all. I would actually say, like, I would definitely most likely need a rebuild, but yeah, I don't know. Let's see what we can do with her. And just another tip for you DSM Evo owners, whatever, Mitsubishi. You can tell if your engine's a 7-bolt or a 6-bolt by looking at the side of your oil pan. And if your oil pan has a little bit of like a curve right here, you have a 7-bolt. And if you have a flat right there, you got a 6-bolt. But either ways, Evo's, 7 bolts, not really 6 bolts. But yeah, but just to let you guys look at it, comment of how you feel, and all that stuff. But just to show you guys the process, really. But also, I'm filming this so that I can, practice my experience of working on a car because I don't know if you guys know or not, this is actually the first time I've ever worked on a car. And just to show you here, I'm about to re-gasket the oil pan, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this razor and scrape off all that junk. Honestly guys, I made this video just for me, this specific part, but I really just wanted to say I really hope and pray this works. Like I really hope and pray. Alright guys, so day number 3. I just filled her up with oil, put everything back in. I'm about to drop her down and start her up for the first time after the new bearing. Alright guys, so in the end, good news. I cranked her on, turned her on, and she's alive again. Like, can you believe it? Holy fuck! I literally never thought that I would have the mechanical experience or the knowledge to even do this in my life, but thank you guys for watching. This is literally my first time ever fixing a car. Hey guys, so last update. The Evo's been fixed for a couple of days now, and she's still running as strong as ever. The bearing did not spin again. No knocks either. No screeches, no nothing. I do want to let you guys know that I did change the oil as soon as I put insurance on it. I drove it for about a month, and then I spun the bearing. So there was an oil leak that I didn't know about. It actually kind of dripped from the side of my block down, and then kind of dried up and then stayed there. So it never really drips on the ground. So I really want to let you guys know that this is why you should check your oil more often. And you know, oil is better than no oil. So yeah guys, if you have any questions at all, please go ahead and leave them down below in the comment section. And well, yeah, like I said, this is my first time ever fixing a car.